back. Yep. 'Tis the season. Ahoy, matey. How's your Charles? Got back through suburbia. Headed to Logan, Utah. Not much to say. I'm kind of tired. I was until 4 last night. Need help staying awake on this 90-minute drive. Look at them slums. I wouldn't call them slums. They're suburbs. I mean, have you seen a slum? Like in New Jersey? Or someplace like that? Lazy Sunday, hope the driver's in bed. Oh, I got the Locust on accident, sorry. I have it mixed up. There we go. Thank you, yeah, I fixed it. The camera does need better glasses. I had some pizza birthday cake. Dolls with my niece. No, my grandniece. Is that a thing? Yeah, my grandniece. What is it? Is that what it is? My nephew's kid. We played Ariel, we played Princess and yeah, I have pictures. We played Princess and Prince, and then I broke my leg skateboarding, according to her. According to my niece, I broke my leg skateboarding, my grandniece. You know what's weird? The kids I was hanging out with, the little kids, they are the age of my would-be grandkids. I am granddad material. Would be a great niece. Is that what it's called? A great niece? Well, she is a great niece. She was amazing. They're amazing. The kids are so cute. Yeah, my nephew is the same age as Gordon. Gordon didn't come, he was climbing still. But I thought about bringing Gordon down more. I think I might try to get him to come down. Gordon is so driven to get everything done. He doesn't want to waste any time, but then, you know, he's a lot like me. Yeah. obvious thing is to live close to the grandkids and help out, you know. But I don't have grandkids. I have 4 kids, but no grandkids. And I probably never will. That doesn't mean I don't have family. You know what? The internet went out. When? Today? Earlier today? Our internet has been crap in that apartment. It's been really, really hit or miss. I've opened a ticket about it. Just now it went out? Virtual assistant, we need to get back to work. I'll sure try. I'm driving back to work. Oh, yeah, mountains, they're so gorgeous. Big old Rockies. How you doing, virtual assistant? Doing good. Hanging out, having a fun Sunday. Beautiful day today. I was out skateboarding with my great niece. It was fun. It was really fun. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The skateboard, yeah, that was a good day because I hadn't skated in a long time. I was out of balance. It was weird. What the hell is wrong with my thing? I know it needs glasses. I'm gonna try to fix it. Not die. Check back later for what? What are you coming back for? Coding? Lobster. I thought Red Lobster went out of business. I guess not. They couldn't make enough lobster or something. Prepare for severe weather, Duke Energy. Huh. That's interesting. I'm in the Subaru, yeah. I'm going to be crossing the country probably in September. I don't know. After the meeting, after the visit today, I'm still conflicted. I don't know. I keep coming back to wanting to provide a nice, happy holiday environment for my family in North Carolina. Cash flow. Yeah, Subarus ain't going anywhere. That would be the end of an era. Can you imagine? Well, I better exercise tomorrow if I'm eating like shit today. I had pizza and biscuit cake and I'm having McDonald's. What's wrong with you? Shamrock season is here. You just do it again. There we go. We eat in it. Probably just look out here. Just want to take a nap. Eat, take a nap. Hopefully make it in time.
Hello, thank you for choosing McDonald's. They give a little blast today.
No, I want a coffee and...
Sorry, it's really difficult to hear ya.
Oh. Let me back up. So I want a coffee and a double cheeseburger, and that's all.
Coffee? What size?
Your small size. Small is fine.
Alright, and black.
Yeah.
Perfect. Your total will come out to... Sorry, it takes a moment. Here we are, 509 at that first window.
Thank you. Can I get some water with that? I don't know if that's money. I don't want to pay for it.
Just a small water?
Yeah.
Alright, I'll make sure they know at the second window.
Thank you. I hate it when they charge you $1.20 for a bottle of water.
Did you have the small coffee, double cheese?
Yeah.
Alright, it's gonna be 509. Would you like your receipt today?
No thanks. Oh, that's fine. Loved ones overwhelmed by what you do. So happiest. Where do I find myself happiest? That's a good question. It changes. That's the problem. It's never the same. Hey, hi. Thank you. Thank you, man. Beautiful mountain here. I'm just gonna eat my burger real quick. I'm so tired. Are we there yet? Are we there yet? My problem is that I'm happy in different places at different times. That's kind of the hardest part. You know what I mean? But that visit to North Carolina, that was a big deal, man. There were lots of opportunities where I was really, really, really happy. Playing cards with my family, meeting up with friends. Imagine climbing in the new climbing gym. Sure. The obvious? Yeah. I don't recall the exact thing you said, but it made sense. This was the highlight. That was the highlight. The meeting, you guys. That's what I said. Meeting my friend. Oh, the signing stuff. I think I read that on the plane, and I meant to say something, but I didn't because I was on the plane, and stuff was, you know. Yeah, I'm gonna sign with that stuff. Yeah, I think another reason too is I didn't really want to talk about that stuff on the stream. For lots of reasons. I think one of my biggest challenges going into streaming again is the same as usual, to not dox my personal life too much. It's going to be a challenge. Utah is such an enigma sometimes. Like these houses, these are ancient houses that are right here. They're in front of these majestic, beautiful mountains. They're like huge parts of Utah. And I'm always like, how are all these people living here? Like, what's the industry in this part of Utah, you know? But there's so many people here. The discussion about the signing docs, yeah, probably. Yeah, the only thing I really want to talk about with that is just that I'm getting divorced, and what else is new? Advocate for myself. You're allowed to do that. For me, advocating for myself has come down to like shutting down the voices that I started hearing in my head that I allowed myself to be influenced by, because for all the right reasons, and it was never a bad thing, but the voices, the result of listening to them was bad. The voices, I if there's one thing to take away from that for everyone, it's that you have to learn to silence the scripts and the expectations that have been put on you and that you have put on yourself based on others. Whether they did it on purpose or on accident or just because you love them and you put that on yourself because you love them. And honestly, that's my biggest one. I tend to really, really love people a lot and then watch everything that makes them happy and then turn it into a script for how to make them happy for myself. And they don't ever say anything about it. My car's shiny, it's okay. Hey Freedom, how you doing? And the hard part about that is that the person or persons that are involved, they had nothing to do with the expectations and scripts that you're putting on yourself. They weren't involved. It wasn't like they made you feel that way. They just lived their life, and you loved them, and so you wanted to please them, and you wanted to do all the things, and you put a ton of stuff on yourself, and then you shut down, your own opposing voices and your own actual what you really want, as opposed to making the person that you love happy, and you end up. It's to your point though, Dale, because it's like this can happen to anybody in any situation, whether they're a friend or they're a romantic interest or anything. If you want their friendship, you start to suppress yourself because you want their friendship and you want to maintain their friendship. And although that is a part of any relationship, it's sacrifices, give and take and all that, you can overly do it. And then what? And then you start to resent the person, because now, and without them doing a single thing except for living their life, you start to get weird because you know that you're going out of your way to live against these scripts to make that person happy that you created for yourself, and they're not appreciating it, but they never asked for it. You just want to make them happy, and then it can get bad because then they don't appreciate this, all the effort you're putting into making them happy and everything, and all the but they never asked for any of it, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, you have a breakdown in the relationship. So you can totally destroy your own relationship and your own confidence and your own happiness by just not owning what makes you happy. And then sometimes you want to be happy. You want to put your own happiness first over the people that you love or that you feel obligated to help. It's really easy to do, and it's really insidious because it'll sneak in there. This is like a legit motivation stream I had. Yeah, all failure is just progress if you learn from it. So I don't, hey Lewis, happiness is a spook. Yeah. I mean, I think it's possible to be happy. I really do. I am legitimately very happy right now. I'm happier than I have been in a long time. And I know I have a lot of stuff coming up and there's stress and work and all that, but I gotta tell you, I am legitimately a happy human being right now. I am really, really happy. I think my main criteria for happiness is knowing my family is safe above everything else. I need to know they're safe. if I know they're safe and they're struggling and they're progressing and they're failing and then they're learning, and that's all good. If I don't have that, if my family is suffering in any way, I can't be happy. It's physically impossible to be happy. And therefore, I'm very, very happy right now. In fact, I'm so happy that I'm looking for opportunities to make other people happy that come into my life. Other friends, people on my live stream. When I'm happy, I want to grow it. I want to grow the happiness, and I'm more able to reach out and find other people who aren't happy for whatever reason and help them. Because I have it. I have the bandwidth. If my immediate family, or if I am not happy because I'm sick or I'm injured or I'm emotionally drained or I feel betrayed or unloved or whatever, then I don't got nothing. But as soon as you get that, and then as soon as your family is also feeling safe and happy, then it gives me bandwidth to reach out and find other people that I can help. Other people that are shedding tears for whatever reason and need help. They need help from another human being. Openly or not openly. It's just how I'm programmed. Just have to own it that way. I'm drinking coffee and waking myself up, guys, before I finish the ride. I was kind of falling asleep there. So I did the safe thing. What about your happiness? Is your happiness going to be compromised by going back to NC? That's a very legitimate question. And I've gone back and forth on that last week quite a bit. Last week at night when I was having a panic attack, because I still have those, that doesn't have anything to do with being happy, that just has to be with being me. I was having a panic attack at night, and I was asking myself why I was leaving. And I was like, what if all the people that I go back for don't want anything to do with me? I was being, hyper paranoid. How you doing, virtual assistant? Oh, are you coming into dual stream? Are you coming into dual stream? I can't dual stream right now. Did I get the time wrong? I'm still on the road. It's gonna take me another probably half an hour to get to where I need to be. Sorry about that. Yeah. Why is there only 10% battery left? Oh, because it's not plugged in, that's why. I'm so sorry. But I'm available all night, just so you know. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm looking at my calendar and everything. Yeah. Is there something I can do right now to help? Anyway, give me. I'm drinking coffee and waking up. I am going to be able to work 7 o'clock my time. So I don't know if that's going to be the right time for everybody. It was hard because I had a birthday party today. Normally I would be home, so this wouldn't be an issue. Severe weather coming in North Carolina. Get ready. have a 7 p.m. I have to be back for. Did I miss something? I'm looking up some stuff here. Give me a sec, guys. I'm drinking coffee and looking at calendars and stuff. In case anybody's wondering, I'm doing private mentoring, so I'm trying to keep those schedules going as well. I'm reading things here. Meetings. Yeah, I still have an hour before that meeting starts. I have a meeting at 7. So that'll be good. Yeah. How does my credit score keep going up even though I have almost spilled a credit card in the last month waiting for my bonus? Someone explain that to me. It's like the credit people are like, yes, you're spending your credit card, you're filling it up. Here's more credit. What the hell? Well, the whole, Dale, just to echo your point again, it's like the whole thing where you have to give the oxygen to yourself before you give it to your kids. I agree with that, but it can also be used as an excuse. You gotta be careful with that, because that's an easy excuse to put yourself ahead of your kids. And, you know, that can be bad too, in my opinion. You gotta be careful with all. I spent such great time with my 5-year-old great niece. She was so, and my, I think, 3-year-old great niece as well. They were so adorable. Maybe because everyone else is going down. I don't know. That's a good point. Alright, so I need to get back on the highway. I do not know how to do that. So I'm going to turn the navigator on. Navigate to Logan, Utah. There's a highway right there. How do I get there? Me here, Google, or not? Dick's Sporting Goods. I have no need. Oh my god! I actually turned up at this mall. I've always wanted to go to this mall. Oh my god! I don't know what I'm doing here. Help me! Help me! Help me! Davidson, yeah, you guys, I know, I do remember that from your email. I remember you being really worried about me in Davidson, and I don't blame you. It was just an escape room. Squirrel. Everyone was worried about me in Davidson, and they had every right to be. I was very public about everything. It was not my proudest moment, that's for damn sure. that's always the downside of streaming, because you really don't know when you're going to have a public breakdown for everybody to see, when you're going to lose your teeth or die rock climbing or get rear-ended by, which I've got rear-ended, you know. So I was trying, but I was, you know, I feel justified in my reaction for one, but whatever. I could have done it better. Every single relationship that's ever broken down, the longer the relationship, the harder it is to have it die nicely. I feel like it's like a law. That reminds me, I need to get my W-2s. I need to get all my W-2s ready. My ex wants them. Is he doing all the taxes this year? Prepare yourself for some more list. Yeah. I mean, it's a novel idea, but I also have seen people use that to abuse people. And that's why I'm leery of that. People have used self-actualization to beat the shit out of other people before. And I've been front and center witness to that happening. And that's why I have a hard time with it. Right? And so I'm just cautious, that's all. I mean, the whole, it's kind of cliche, right? That's all, well, I wasn't feeling fulfilled in the relationship. Like, yeah, you fucking married the person, though. You married that person, and you promised to be with them in sickness and in health, in death and in, everything, in pain and suffering. Be with them through their hard times and their low. You promised that, and then all of a sudden, like, well, I just didn't feel like I was being fulfilled in the relationship. It's like, that is not the time to say that shit. After you commit that heavily to another human being, you don't get to say, oh, it wasn't working out. That's not how it goes. And I've seen it over and over and over again. I've seen people, this is why I don't believe in marriage. Because these days, it doesn't even mean anything. It's like, you say you're marrying a person, but then there's people who have been partners for 40 years who have more commitment to one another than people who claim to be married to each other, and then they start swinging or some shit because they can't meet each other's needs or whatever. I mean, that kind of thing just disgusts me, all of it. I would rather people be authentic and say from the outset, hey, let's hang out and be together for a while and see how far paths take us together. Like, one of my favorite ideas for relationships is one that I actually saw in a documentary from a guy who was crossing the continent from Canada to Patagonia. And it took him, it took him almost 10 years. And because he stopped for 2.5 years and 3 years there, because he created these relationships, some of them romantic, with people along the way, and they would come with him for a while, and then they would depart, and they would come and go. But he, the relationships would come together, and they would be together, and then when it wasn't effective, like when one of them needed to go in a different direction, they went in a different direction. There was no hard feelings. They were sad. They were happy that they had been together, but there was no hard feeling because there was no hidden expectation. There was no commitment to them in the hard times, and to take on the hard part of it of the journey, while the other one, had their self-actualization, and vice versa. And so there was no, there was no dropping the ball. There was no feeling like you put more into the relationship than the other one. There was just two people living a life in tandem that eventually made departures that were fine and they were agreeable. That's how relationships should be. And the problem is that a lot of people consider that a casual relationship. I don't think it's a casual relationship. I think that's a committed relationship for the duration of the time that you're together. And you just own the fact that the statistical possibility of you being together forever is very, very low. It is a thing. It is definitely a thing for some people. My parents have gone through shit you would not imagine. And they have done very well, all things considered. All things considered. But they have a lot of other things holding them together. So I think the thing that we're going through is we're evolving. Relationships are evolving into opportunities for temporary love and happiness with another person in a consistent way. And that's totally different than I'm committing to you and I will die with you plowing the field if that's what it comes to. That we don't do that anymore. And I don't think that's bad. I just think we just need to own it. But that's where humanity has gotten ourselves. That's why people don't want to get married now. That's why there's tons of memes about not getting married. But we also have an epidemic of loneliness. Because you can't snuggle with people. This is something, by the way, that the furry and trans communities have totally figured out. They have totally figured this shit out. It's really remarkable, actually. I'm gonna go out on a limb here, and I'm gonna make an observation about what I have witnessed from kind of a close view of the trans community. And you can have your judgment about trans people in general. I don't. That's up to you. I don't care. But I just want to make an observation. So the trans and the furry communities they're huggers. They're not just huggers. They're snugglers. And they can walk right up to another person and they can know them almost not know them at all, and they are totally okay being physical with the other person, being able to touch them, being able to snuggle with them, like being cuddly with them, and that's pretty fucking remarkable. And honestly, I think that we can learn something from that. That is what I would like to see for humanity. I wish humanity would get over this, hey, if I touch you, I want to grope you situation, and be more okay with living in a way where it would be even okay to cuddle with somebody who you have relatively little in common with other than practical. Like, I wish we could live in that community. That's all. I wish we could live. Oh, what's that about? What is that about? I just wish we could live in that community. The Latin communities and the dance communities are that way as well. Right. There's lots of communities like this, right? There are communities that are very physical. They're very physical. They're loving. They're hugging. They're like a big fucking warm family. This big warm cozy family. And I get the feeling that gamers are the same way on Twitch, but they just aren't around each other. If they were around each other, yeah, they would be fine with that. They'd figure it out. But on the whole, I think humanity is moving more toward and I don't know why that is. I just make an observation. We don't do it. We don't, chill out. We don't snuggle with one another. We don't hug each other. And I feel like being now a single man who has almost zero contact with other human beings, unless I initiate it or it's with. I mean, I give big, long hugs to my sisters and brothers and my mom and dad when I go back to the family because I got to store up because I don't get any hugs. You know, it's not like I'm gonna walk up and hug my son. Probably should. You know, what would be wrong with that? Nothing. But we just don't do it. I don't know why we don't do it. We need it. Humans need it. Humans need physical contact. They need. And by the way, when you do that kind of thing, it really breaks down any other residual tension that's ever even existed between you. You know, all those texts that you don't know, and you're breaking the 4 agreements, and you're making assumptions that the person's, you know, ghosting you, and you're getting all paranoid, and you don't know who's going to say what or what they actually think of you. All that goes away when you see them in person. You just go up and give them a hug. And like, wait, are you? And you're like, yeah, what are you talking about? You know, and I'm that guy, right? I have panic attacks and stuff, so I get paranoid about how people perceive me or what they're thinking about me, and it's wrong. I shouldn't do that. But that all goes away when you're regularly in the company of other people. Where did this all come from? Because marriage. Marriage has filled a lot of that for a lot of people. If you're married and you see that person regularly, like every other night or so, at least, and you can snuggle with them and maybe just reach over. One of the things I miss the absolute most about being married is to be able to not even be sleeping in necessarily the same bed, but near the other person, and be able to reach over and just grab their hand in the middle of the night and just squeeze their hand and know they were there, and have them squeeze you back and say, I love you. I'm here for you. There's something ridiculously sublime and joyful and amazing about that connection. And all it is a simple being able to hold somebody's hand while you're going for a walk, while you're, you know, and in my generation, you see girls going for walks with each other and they'll hold hands. You don't see guys doing that. Not manly. You see trans people doing it. You see, you know, dogs don't give a shit. They'll come snuggle with you no matter what. That's why everybody's got a dog now. Especially, yeah. Yeah, I think dancers in particular, you know, there are a lot of communities. The yoga community is kind of touchy. You got to be careful. The yoga community has tons and tons of connections. Hey, there's Amazon. There's a big Amazon distribution center. There's tons and tons of, or a cat, right? Yeah. I mean, pets in general. The reason people get pets is because pets are always there for you to touch. And there's other things you can touch. I remember Mozzie buying me that pet, an actual Furby pet that I could touch, because I didn't have a lot of touch. It was funny that I got that while I was still married. Because I wasn't getting any touch. And I'm not talking about sex. A lot of that was because of my own decisions. You sometimes see this. You see the community will come together pretty quickly, because I was actually reminded that in the gym today. I went to the yoga, to the rock gym, and everybody was being super friendly. It was almost like church. And that's actually something I really love about the climbing gym, because unlike a weightlifting gym, from my experience anyway, you're more likely to be able to just pick up a conversation with the person next to you. A lot of times that's because you need them. You can't climb without them. But there's a certain wall that you have to have them belay for you, and you have to trust them with your life. So it's not just hey, can you belay for me? It's like they have to keep you alive, and so it kind of breeds a natural, affinity for one another and trust trust and that grows, and you get to know each other by name. You know, it's just a really unique thing, and it's very, very addicting because, you know, it's just really great. Yeah. I mean, it's you know, it is what it is, but I think this is one of the reasons grandparents love grandkids so much. I mean, today while I was hanging out, at first I was a little nervous because I was like, my great niece she's absolutely adorable, you know, and we were playing and stuff, and she was like, come play with me some more, and I'm like, okay. So, and then, you know, there was no room. I said, do you mind sitting on my lap? And she's like, okay. So I sat her on my lap, and I was kind of nervous because, you know, she's just so adorable. I just wanted to give her a big old hug. And then I started realizing that she's the same age as my grandkids will be. If I had grandkids, if I had actual grandkids, she's the same age as what my grandkids would be. And that was actually kind of eye-opening because it was like, you know, she would be, yeah, I don't know. It just made me imagine if all of my kids had 2 kids, I'd have 8 grandkids right now. and then I'm starting to think, okay, well, grandkids are where grandparents get all their snuggles, because they can snuggle with their everybody wants to snuggle with their grandma. I snuggled with my grandma when I was a kid, when I was young, really young. And, you know, Grandpa wasn't a hugger, but he was always fun to be with. So I think grandparents, sometimes that's where they get it. Honestly, I also think grandkids keep grandparents together a lot longer. I think kids just keep parents together. I have I have more communication with my first ex-wife than I've ever had ever before, because it's about my kid. There's something about your kids that brings you together as parents, no matter what. No matter what. No matter what goes on, after all is said and done, you're both still their parents. I think the only way that could be violated is if one of the parents has traumatized the kids and been you know, and that happens. It definitely happens. So at that point, there's really nothing you can do. I'm thinking about a couple cases specifically, but yeah. I don't know why I'm waxing all philosophical about relationships. totally agree with that. That the whole idea of like kids seeing their parents in pain and trauma because they think they have to stay together. Yeah, that's definitely a thing. I've heard that more than once. You know? That's always a tough thing, right? No, life is tough. I think on the whole, humanity is evolving to be okay with people being single until they die. And they can raise children and everything. They can adopt, they can contribute in other ways. Mountains look a bit rocky. They are very rocky, Tony Mom. They are indeed. We're going to be seeing a lot more of them in the coming months until the slow countdown to September. Assuming everything goes through, the current plan is I am moving in September. Mostly so that I can be involved in family activities happening in North Carolina, which I very much want to be a part of for myself, as well as for anyone else. Very selfishly, I want to be a part of them. I'm coming to KubeCon. It's in November though, right? I know. I should probably wait until KubeCon before I move, to tell you the truth. Yeah. Damn, I forgot about that. If I move mid-November, that would be better. I could stay here for KubeCon. Yeah. I'm glad you reminded me of that. Code Gamer, what's up? A party of one. Thank you. Bike ride. Oh, I'm gonna do a bike ride. I've still got to get in shape. I'm gonna be riding bikes all summer. I got my modem chips. They're coming in the mail tomorrow. I'll probably be back on the bike this week because I still got my winter gear. So I'll probably put that on and go do a couple rides. I need to get my tires fixed. I need to get my new gravel tires set up so I can go ride. You're losing weight all summer? Yeah. Yeah, I need to, I've lost a lot of weight. A lot. I don't fit in my pants anymore. But I'm not where I want to be yet. I cannot believe how out of shape I got. It's taken me 2 years to get back in shape. I'm getting there. Slowly but surely. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? I kind of want to. There's a big part of me that wants to just move back and just live out of my car and just move back now to North Carolina. But I don't have the money for that. 11 pounds in 30 days? Damn, are you on Ozempic? I actually thought of it. I was like, I wonder if I could just do it just to drop the weight. You know? But it kills everything. Ozempic kills your muscle and everything. Yeah, that's cool. Weights, sleepy greens. That's the answer. Yep. See what clean proteins, leafy greens, absolutely. That is the recipe for sure. And weights, lifting, aerobics, keeping muscle mass. Mobility, low cortisol. The hardest part about that is you got to keep your cortisol low. I think the reason I didn't lose a lot of weight during the cycling season is because of my cortisol. I think my cortisol was through the roof. And when your cortisol is up, you don't produce testosterone at all. And if you're my age, you don't produce that much testosterone anyway. So if you overtrain even a little bit, and you have regular stress in your life, like moving or getting divorced or having a suicidal child, you're forget it. You're going to be fat. You just forget it. Every single calorie is going to go straight to fat. This is real adipose tissue. It's the first time you ever had that. You're not messing around. Wow. So you're like, no, I got to do something. Yeah, it's those wake-up calls, right? Yeah, for me, I don't know when mine was. Oh, I know. I remember. Mine was when I couldn't sleep on my stomach. I sometimes will sleep on my stomach. Not always, because I did as a kid. And I would roll over to sleep on my stomach, and I had so much fat on my front, I couldn't lay on my stomach. And I'm not judging anybody else who's facing that same challenge. Honestly to God, I'm not judging you. But that was the moment I realized, okay, I got to change something. I've got to change something here. You know, obesity is a disease. It absolutely is, and I have that disease. You know, so I'm not pointing fingers. I'm not judging people by saying any of this. Yeah, I don't have a problem with people using it either. I've seriously thought about doing tea. I was like, what the fuck? I don't care. Why do I care? Once you start supplementing testosterone, though, you can't stop. If you stop, your body just really doesn't produce anything. It's like, if you're gonna do it, you kind of have to do it for life. You can't give it up. But when you hit 60, okay, you live till 90, you live till 100 because you're doing tea. I'm like, fine, give me testosterone. Women take menopause. This is a fun topic. We're going through the canyon, though. No, I'm very serious. It's like, what do you guys think about taking testosterone over 60? I'm not there yet, but I'm strongly considering it. Like, if I turn 60 and I cannot build any muscle at all, I'm very seriously going to do it. I have a Starlink. It's just not on. Yeah, I need to get it out. Yeah, this right here. I should just. Okay, I have 2 Starlinks. And I've thought about mounting one permanently to the top of the car, like all the time. And then just powering it. Yeah, I've had a Mini for 2 years. Have you seen my little thing for it? That's what I do. I don't even have to mount mine. I just put mine in the sunroof and it works. I don't even have to mount it. I put it up there and I close the thing so it holds it in. I could mount it if I wanted. I usually don't look out my sunroof anyway. I probably should. My problem with that is I'm going to have paddle boards a lot. So So I'm gonna have to figure out another way to mount mine. And then I have the big dish too, which is better because it's got, you know, the protection on it. I want to mount that. I actually was really seriously tempted to mount it on my hood. Because why not, right? I was seriously tempted to mount that dish just straight up on my hood. This damage, it closes when it gets hot and the starting power cable gets. There's no here right now. So this is the worst part of this canyon right here. Yeah, I know. I know I'm losing connection. I can see it on the screen. One of the great things about Moblin, this is one of the best things of all, is it shows you whether you're losing connection or not. Like dynamically shows you. It is really, really great. You don't have that on Velobox. You can make things for it on Velobox, but it's not like built in. Like right now it says 62 milliseconds per cell, and then it just jumped up to 400, and then back to 60. So I'm actually seriously thinking about getting the $50 plan for my other Starlink so that it's always plugged in. The problem is I don't know where I would mount it. I would probably mount it on my hood. What do you guys think about mounting a Starlink on your hood? Because that way nothing's ever going to be in front of it. It's always going to be visible. Because I'm going to have paddle boards and all kinds of stuff on the top of my car. I can actually have mine mounted permanently and then we'll dig it. Preview area? No. You see right where the hood is? That's where it would be. It would be right where the head is. I don't care if it damages my hood. I own this Subaru. I ripped out the seat and I'm getting rid of it. This Subaru is dinged as shit. It's my car now. So I really don't mind that. It's not like... I've seriously thought about, I mean, if I put it on the hood, I want it to be permanent. I would probably put the black cover on it, so it's not white all the time, just sitting there. But if I put it on the hood, I can actually run the cable pretty easily through into the battery. 550 miles per hour. Yeah. I know, I have it. Put the Mini through its paces, man, big time. The problem I have with the Mini is I want to keep the Mini for the bike. That was a different outage. That ebb that just happened, that was totally different. I don't know why. When you're back. Yeah, I saw the EPS. My thing told me about my EPS immediately. So this is what I want to do. I'm seriously thinking, because of the amount of streaming I do, I'm pretty much going to stream anytime I get in the car. So all I have to do is turn the car on and my Starlink comes on. The problem with the Starlink is it takes a long time to ramp up. So I paid $1,000 for the mount for my Starlink, and you know, all of that. It's got a built-in router and all that. The router kind of was shit, actually. So I have 2 Starlink dishes, and my big-ass Starlink dish would be great to be mounted to my car. And the Mini would be great to stay on the bike, and then I could take the bike around. I'm seriously thinking about doing it. The only problem I have is I don't know where to put it, because any place I put it's going to get covered by, the car. So I was seriously thinking about putting it on the front hood and then just letting my hood go to shit. You know, the danger of that is wind, because the wind can get out. The wind can. I mean, those things can. The magnets in particular, they're really, really strong. So, but what I'm trying to decide is, because if I just leave it connected permanently to the outside of the car, then I can do anything, and then I can just run that off battery. That Starlink takes a ton of power. I would never do that. And then but the other downside of that is I would have to keep the battery in the car, and that's kind of dangerous. So I don't know about that, you know. People do, though. People who live out of their car, they leave their batteries in their car all the time. So I guess it's fine. I should ask Chloe about that. Just a second. I could live in my car and keep my Jackery battery in my car at all times?
You could do that, and plenty of folks live out of their cars or vans with portable power stations. The key is managing safety and practicality. You'll need to keep an eye on temperatures. Extreme heat or cold can mess with the battery's lifespan. Ventilation's another thing. Make sure the battery in your gear don't overheat. And of course, think about your comfort and privacy. Car living can work, but it takes some planning to make it sustainable. If you're game for that, it's doable.
How long can a Jackery battery be kept in the car safely?
Generally, yes, but you've got to be mindful of a couple things. If it's a lithium battery, like most Jackery units, extreme heat, like a summer car, or deep freezes can damage it. Ideally, you'd want to park in the shade when it's hot or insulate in the cold. And make sure it's not squished under piles of stuff. It needs ventilation and stability. But with a little care, keeping a battery like that in your car can be fine.
God damn it. This Moblin camera sucks.
Totally understandable. Not every solution's going to feel right or fit your situation. If car living and battery logistics aren't ideal, there are always other paths to explore. If you want to brainstorm alternate setups or ways to balance flexibility and comfort, I'm here for it.
No, I'm just trying to make sure that I can live with my Jackery and keep it in the car.
Got it. So you're really just thinking about the battery. In that case, as long as you're mindful of temperature extremes, like avoiding letting it bake in a hot car or freeze in deep winter, you're fine. Jackery batteries are meant for portable, outdoor use, so they can handle some fluctuation.
But I think that means...
Keep it out of direct sunlight. Don't let it sit on a scorching.
Right.
I'm glad that helped clarify. If you ever need more tips on balancing practicality and safety...
Yeah, I'm taking off. I don't know what the hell is happening with my camera. It's like focusing on something right there. focus on. So go figure. Indoor, that window does need to be cleaned, but not that badly. Alright, I have a meeting coming up. I'm probably just gonna have to kill the stream, guys. Meeting in 10 minutes, so after that I'll be back online, probably working on stuff. And yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be doing Storm tonight or not. Tomorrow I will be. The windshield is dirty. That's the reason it's doing it. Yeah, the windshield's dirty enough that it's focusing on it. I just need to clean the windshield. I need to do a lot of things. But we made it, and I didn't fall asleep, so that was nice. Thanks for keeping me awake. And keeping the conversation interesting. My renewed life as a streamer has taken over again, so as soon as I picked up in focus, I know, right? I was tapping the screen and everything, and it doesn't, do its thing. I don't know what's up with that. I don't want to put an extra camera on though. It's easier to have this camera. There is a way to mount it to the mirror, which I'll probably have to work on. Because then I could just mag mount it, like right really high. Probably the way to go. I can't mount it too high or it'll get in the way of the focus for my cruise control and all that, so yeah, figure that out. Definitely figure that out. I am thinking about like right here, because this is super easy for me to see. I think that's in my field of vision way too much though. So I don't think I'll be able to do that one. Yeah. It's bad enough putting it on the dashboard. People will get mad at you. Cops will get mad at you. I've thought about putting it on the back seat, and then you could like just get the whole experience of me driving, but then you can't really see the scenery, you know? That's not as fun. Then of course there's like actually wearing it. Like I could do this as well. But this is, I don't know. I feel like it's too low to do it this way. You don't get to see as much. It's kind of like, it's actually way easier on the camera to do this. I can put the camera like this. I mean, that's not bad, right? If I did it like that. What do you guys think? The advantage of having it here is if I turn, you see it turned. It is literally like drivers. This is literally like the chin cam. It's like what I see. It's exactly what I see. This is POV at its finest. I I think I might have to make that work. I have to adjust the I'll have to adjust how the holder works, but I think I could make that work. Like if I were wearing a helmet, I could just mount it to the helmet and it would be right in the right place. I feel like all I really need is a piece of foam. If I put a piece of foam right here, that'll just elevate it. No, it's not in the way. No, it's surprisingly out of the way. In fact, it's safer for me to have it like this than it is for me to have it on the dashboard, because it's not in my field of vision at all. It's like kind of where my I kind of like this idea. I'm gonna have to give this a try. This is by far the easiest for me to set up. The other thing I like about it too is it's automatically ventilated, and when I want to get out of the car, I just have to walk. I don't have to do anything else. You know. So it's a pretty good solution. Assuming I can get Moblin to work with Starlink. That's actually a really big issue. Yeah, Moblin just does not work with Starlink by default. It had all kinds of problems with it, and I need to do a lot of testing with that again. So we're gonna be doing a lot of car drives to test all that. But yeah, this is definitely the way to do this. This is basically a helmet cam without the helmet. So time is it? 18:56. Right on time. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. All right, guys, this is where I leave you.